what if the public craves and demands that your next fight is David Benavidez? You open to doing that?
Stephen A. Smith, known for speaking bluntly, has issued a strong warning, and this time his message is directed straight at the face of boxing, Canelo Alvarez.
I'm looking at Canelo and I'm like, yo, you that dude. You that dude. Why are you not fighting? It'll be one thing to avoid it for a fight or two. But when you are literally cherry picking one after another, numerous fights where you are passing up David Benavidez, it is a travesty. It is a travesty that that fight has not happened. David Benavidez deserves the shot at the crown, at the giant. He deserves that shot. And he should get it.
The focus of his concern is the unbeaten high-pressure fighter called the Mexican monster David Benavidez. Stephen A. made it clear this is not just another possible rival for Canelo Alvarez, but a matchup that could shape the rest of his career and possibly change its direction completely.
That's just BS. Anybody who knows boxing, everybody who watches boxing knows that David Benavidez is the real deal. Now, that doesn't mean he'd beat you, because anybody could fall if you catch him right. We know who you are, Canelo. You big time. But you getting ready to fight. And go on, look, you are elite. You are big time. No doubt about that. But it is clear with what you're saying that you are ducking Benavidez. Not because you haven't fight him, but because of the words that you're using. He's nothing. You know better. Fight that man. David Benavidez deserves that. Anybody who respects boxing knows he should be the man in the ring going up against you.
The sense of dominance that Canelo Alvarez had carried for almost 10 years was finally broken. The fighter many viewed as unbeatable was handed a clear defeat. That result shook the boxing world and showed that technique and ability can overcome physical advantages.
What does this mean for Canelo? You lost to Floyd.
You did. You
lost to Bivol. I don't care anyone says you lost to Golovkin, you lost to Terence Crawford. So you've lost to
the elite.
The elite.
I think it shows that Canelo is the elite, but he's not the special elite.
Okay.
I think we can use that word because there's elite, because Canelo Alvarez is elite. You can be world level, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're fighting Canelo with different.
Yeah.
But then there's the special elite.
Yeah.
There's the where you look at them and you think, I'm watching something special in Canelo, but I'm watching something very special in Floyd, Golovkin, Terence Crawford, and Bivol, Andrade. That just shows how good Beterbiev is as well. We got two special fighters at 175.
No, for real. I don't think it hinders Canelo as much.
I don't think it does.
But in terms of, I guess there was a conversation about is he the greatest Mexican? I think that's Chavez now.
Yes.
I think that's kind of done.
At the same time Terence Crawford did more than strengthen his own legacy, he also revealed what many now see as the biggest weakness in Canelo Alvarez's career.
One of the things that I see, okay, from Canelo is that when you move to his weak side, there is exposure on that side from him, okay? When you get around to the weak side, meaning his lead hand side, okay, he has to turn all the way around, and it takes him some time because of his footwork, okay? His footwork isn't the greatest. Crawford will be able to take advantage of those moments. But as the fight continues, I'm telling you right now, Crawford will start to mount an attack if he's still there. If he's still there after 4 damn rounds.
You know, that's saying something. Tim Bradley, that is saying something. If he's still there. Does Tim actually believe that Canelo has that amount of power or the difference of weight to take out Crawford in 4 rounds? I don't think so. What do you guys think? Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. But if he's still there, Timothy Bradley, that's a lot. That's saying a lot.
He will start to mount an attack. He will. And we know that later on, that Canelo starts to fade late, okay? And the indication of frustration from Canelo Alvarez is when he starts to drop both hands. When he stops getting out of that, when he stops using that high guard, okay? That's one indication when Canelo is like, okay, this isn't working. All right, let me try something else. Let me drop my hands. Let me see if I can get this guy to throw shots at me or something to change things up. Another indication that things are not going nowhere, if you see Canelo not well, you see Canelo sit along the ropes and he'll bite Crawford in, okay? If it ever gets to that point right there, then you know that Crawford is doing a damn good job. But for the time being, Crawford's going to have to let those damn hands go.
We already know. We knew Crawford is a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I try my best tonight, and I just cannot figure out the style.
After the fight, many experts said Terence Crawford had revealed the formula for defeating Canelo Alvarez. He did not rely on raw strength. Instead, he used constant speed, smart positioning, and a sharp jab that kept Canelo off balance from start to finish.
It makes me horny.
Yeah, baby.
To tell you I told you so.
I told you.
I predicted the Canelo Crawford fight like a goddamn fortune teller.
You're the Oracle?
Canelo's feet were cemented on the canvas as he was hitting air. What the fuck was that? Props to Crawford.
Thank you.
He came up 3 weight classes and fought a beautiful fight.
Good job.
What a great performance.
Did you get what you was looking for?
Like taking candy from a baby.
My candy!
He just played with Canelo, made him look silly. And before you start with your shit about Canelo being old, just know that Crawford is older.
I'm too old.
That's not an excuse here.
That approach highlighted how Canelo Alvarez can struggle against opponents who keep a high tempo, while fans praised Terence Crawford for his landmark victory. Someone else observed quietly feeling proven right.
I feel like he ducking Benavidez. I don't know if y'all heard, but y'all see all the money he got offered for that shit. Like, he got offered a lot of money for that fight.
How much? I heard it was something like a 90-10 split.
Yeah, it was like Benavidez would take $5 million and he'd get like 40 or I don't know if it was 40 or 80 million. It was something crazy though. But you turn that down and bro, 5 million. So what I'm gonna say it's 40 million, right? You taking 40 and he getting 5 and you don't want to fight him, you're fucking scared. I don't care what nobody says, like, you're fucking scared. Because even if I know I'm gonna lose, if in my head I know this dude could beat me, I'm getting 50 mil for this fight, bro, I've been on top for a long time already. I'm not getting no younger. Take the fucking fight, make it, you feel me? Fight. That's what you're doing this shit for. What the fuck are you scared of?
David Benavidez brings a very different style. He also has extremely quick hands. Yet, unlike Terence Crawford, he pairs that speed with constant forward pressure, using his larger frame to overwhelm opponents.
Had Canelo just domination. I was hurt. I ain't gonna lie, because I've been a fan of Canelo since I was a kid. So my heart, a tear almost came on my eye. I ain't gonna lie, because it felt like, you know, that Canelo is done. But I just think he was a little off that night. I think he can, you know, make a big comeback. But to Crawford, man, he's the greatest of this era. You gotta give it to him. Greatest of this era. Nobody's ever done that before. 3-time undisputed. So you gotta take your hats off to Crawford. And I was just shocked that he was able to just dismantle Canelo like that. You know, even with the size difference. That just goes to show size doesn't win fights.
I'm a huge David Benavidez fan. I love Canelo as well, but I don't like the fact that Canelo has taken so long to give him a match. And I just applaud David Benavidez because he ducks no one. What's up? I just applaud the fact that he ducks no one. And, he's ready to fight at all times. He is the Mexican monster. Sometimes I'm wondering, is somebody going to hurt him because he's right there in front of them. He doesn't move. But he clearly shows he can take a punch and he can damn sure give one with either hand. He's got speed, he's got power, he's got boxing ability, he's got heart. And I don't know if there's a bigger fan of David Benavidez than me. I got a lot of love for his skills.
The plan that Terence Crawford carried out with skilled David Benavidez could apply with raw strength, attacking the same gaps. With heavy punches capable of ending a fight for years, Benavidez was the looming threat that Canelo Alvarez chose not to confront. He remained unbeaten and a 2-time champion in the same division, standing as a powerful presence who was often overlooked and avoided.
I want to whoop David Benavidez. Look, I'm going to be the first one to ever call this person out. I want to fight Benavidez.
Get out of here, bro.
Yeah, I want to fight Benavidez.
You're crazy, dude.
No.
Which Benavidez?
David.
Jose?
David. I want to fight David Benavidez.
What?
Yeah, bro. Mexican monster, man. They call me the boogeyman over here.
You're not serious, obviously.
I'm being serious.
You're being serious?
Yeah.
You want to move up to light heavyweight to fight David Benavidez?
Yeah. Well, you think he can still make 68?
David at 168?
Yeah.
So that, okay, now we're starting to formulate things. So you want him to come to 68 and you'll go to 68.
Yeah, I'll go 68. I'll fight him at 68.
Yeah.
I want to fight the Mexican monster. Boo. Scary face. Roar.
Canelo Alvarez losing to a smaller opponent felt like complete validation for David Benavidez, and his team had backed up their long-standing claim that Canelo had stayed away from the most dangerous physical challenges. At 168 pounds, he was not beaten by a larger fighter, but by someone quicker. That outcome led many to question what might happen if a non-stop pressure boxer with Benavidez's size and punching strength had the opportunity.
For some reason, he's hiding. You can't find him. So if somebody sees Canelo, let them know that, they send him an email and they give him the biggest offer of his life. So we're here waiting to see if he wants to make it happen with the person that he said that hasn't fought nobody. He has not done anything in boxing. It should be an easy fight. Why not take all that money? But I'm guessing he's going to go the easy route. He's going to probably fight Berlanga, McGregor or something like that. So, man, that's a disgrace, for boxing. It's embarrassing, when he said that David hasn't fought nobody and then he's going to fight Berlanga, that he got let go from Top Rank because they were losing money on him and they didn't really see a big future for him.
No one expressed that view more strongly than Stephen A. Smith.
I'm tired of missing out on these fights. And I want the boxing community, because y'all cover it more than me, you cover it better than me, because you live it and breathe it and eat it every day. Could you help a brother out? How much help can I give y'all to help put pressure on these promoters to give us the damn fights we want to see? I want Canelo versus Benavidez. I don't want Benavidez fighting Beterbiev. I want him fighting his natural weight class, super middleweight, against Saul Canelo Alvarez. That is the fight we should all be demanding. That brother has earned a shot. And I understand Canelo, the businessman. He's like, he had to go through a lot and had to fight through everybody before he got on the top of the mountain where he could dictate terms. I totally understand that. And I'm not throwing no shade on Canelo. I'm just saying, we want to see this fight, especially if Benavidez handles his business this weekend. Canelo, we deserve to see that fight.
For a long time, Stephen A. Smith was criticized by some who felt he was overstating the issue. He repeatedly stated on national television that Canelo Alvarez avoiding David Benavidez would eventually hurt him. He cautioned that facing smaller style-based opponents, while steering clear of the most serious danger in his own division, was a risky strategy. After the loss to Terence Crawford, those earlier comments began to look accurate.
There are very few things that piss me off, contrary to what you would normally believe. But I love the sport of boxing. And I got to tell you, I'm so disgusted. They're just rumors that Canelo Alvarez, Saul Canelo Alvarez, is talking about fighting the bigger Charlo this time around, Jamal Charlo, the natural 168 pounder, okay? I'm like, what about David Benavidez, the natural super middleweight, who's 28-0 with 24 knockouts, who's been begging for Canelo to get into the ring with him? It really, really ticks me.
Stephen A. Smith shifted from simple analysis to a harsh breakdown. He argued that the defeat was the result of Canelo Alvarez believing he could avoid the toughest challenge without consequences. In his view, it was payback for not taking the fight. Many fans had been calling for the caution, had been given, it was brushed aside, and now the outcome was visible to everyone. Speaking on national television, his reaction was intense. He said he was genuinely upset and made it clear this was more than a routine breakdown of a bout. His comments were delivered on First Take, bringing the debate to a massive audience.
This is the stuff that's driving me crazy about boxing. Canelo Alvarez, where's the fight against David Benavidez? Love Canelo. I want to see him fight David Benavidez. I don't want to see him fighting Munguia. I don't want to see him fighting an undersized Charlo. I don't want to hear about Terence Crawford moving up not one, not two, but 3 weight classes to fight Saul Canelo Alvarez. I want the fights that we want to see when we want to see them. You're the super middleweight champion of the world at 168 pounds. It's about the fights that we want to see. I think that Canelo should fight David Benavidez or Jamal Charlo. Okay, now Charlo might be a little bit too small for him since he moved up to light heavyweight to do this fight, and I don't see him fighting too much at the super middleweight division, but I'm tired of this guy being unblemished in his career, and these big fights Charlo is not getting. He deserves them. He should have them if he wants them, even if I wouldn't pick him against Canelo. He deserves the shot if that's what he wants. But this kid, David Benavidez, is special. And if there's a person that has earned the right to be in the ring against Canelo Alvarez, which would be absolutely positively box office, that would be a fight everybody would want to see. There is no reason
Would First Take go?
for him. Hell yes.
Okay.
I want to go there. For Benavidez, Benavidez is the real deal. I love Benavidez, and I want to see, and he deserves a fight of this magnitude as well.
Appearing on First Take pushed the debate far beyond hardcore boxing fans and into the wider sports world, placing Canelo Alvarez's reputation under scrutiny in front of million Stephen A. Smith argued that continuing to avoid David Benavidez disrespected the sport itself, insisting that Benavidez had earned the opportunity and that this was the one matchup essential to maintaining boxing's integrity.
What if the public craves and demands that your next fight is David Benavidez? You open to doing that?
We'll see. Why not? If the money is correct, why not? I can fight him Saturday night too.
Saturday night too. So you think you think you'll beat him up too? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, of course. Of course, I beat that guy. If the money is the money is that correct? I fight that guy and I beat that guy the same night. I don't care.
As Stephen A. Smith pushed the issue in the media, an even more direct response was coming from inside David Benavidez. Own team, his father, and trainer Jose Benavidez Sr. has spoken forcefully in multiple interviews, holding nothing back in his criticism.
You can run, but you can't hide. People want that fight. Everywhere you go, they see Canelo, they ask him about the Mexican Monster. Everywhere I go, they ask me about Canelo. They want to see that fight. So that name of David Benavidez, he's not going to be able to go to sleep until he fights David Benavidez. And that's a little thing that he just needs to take care of in order to make history. And if he doesn't do that, there's always going to be that doubt.
He said, like, he came to watch me, the fight and shit. And then they're like, oh, you think he's... In my head, I'm like, what do you think Eddie Reynoso's thinking about? He's all, we gonna fight David Benavidez after seeing this fight? In his head, Eddie Reynoso was like, fuck no, we not fighting him.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, honestly, I don't blame Canelo. It's fucked up because there's a lot of money.
It's not even about the money. It's not about the money.
Yeah, but okay, 100 million, dude. You think you kidding me?
The first step when you're a fucking warrior, bro, the only thing you think about is glory. I've never thought about money. I've been smart. I'm negotiating my shit. But it's always a prize, bro. It's always, if I go out there and beat Canelo, bro, I'm a legend. You know what I mean? That I'm gonna live forever in boxing as a legend. That means way more to me than any type of money.
And I think that separates you too, David. And I admire that shit about you. I was like that at one point. How much you giving me?
and not to just bypass him. Shout out to Morel as well.
Yeah, shout out to
While David Benavidez has kept a respectful tone, his father and trainer Jose Benavidez Sr. has taken a far more confrontational approach, openly accusing Canelo Alvarez of avoiding the fight because he fears a certain defeat. He claimed Canelo understands that his son is bigger, stronger, and capable of overwhelming him. These direct and emotional remarks intensified the situation, adding a personal edge to the growing media pressure and creating a level of scrutiny Canelo can no longer easily dismiss.
I think he's getting put into a corner now where he's running out of excuses. He said that the only thing I bring is 25 extra pounds and I'm not worth nothing, but he's asking 200 million and now he's going to fight me in the same night. It's just stupid, bro. Like, just tell the people you don't want to fight me.
You think, like, you know, it's like his hunger is dissipating? You know,
I don't know. I can't talk to you about what his hunger is or how his training is or how he feels. I can only speak to you about myself, but for me, it looks like fear. It looks like fear, like he's scared of me.
Canelo Alvarez's defeat disrupted the balance of his entire division. The 168-pound class, which he had once fully controlled, was now in the hands of a fighter who moved up from 147 pounds to claim it.
That's a counter. That was a great counter, but at the same time, Canelo being great as he is, he was actually rolling with the shot and anticipating me coming back with a right hook. You see him roll and then kind of roll the other way, he was anticipating me throwing another shot. It was a great shot, but it was great awareness by Canelo as well.
Canelo Alvarez was left without the titles he once held, creating a sudden opening in the division for David Benavidez. This shift presented a major decision. He now has two clear options: chase the new champion Terence Crawford to try to win the belts, or set aside the titles and go after Canelo in a matchup driven more by legacy and reputation than championship status.
How now, David, especially and particularly in your position, the fact that, you know, let's call it pink elephant in the room. Canelo, he doesn't want to fight you.
Yeah, bro, it's a little hard, you know, just to, because obviously this is a fight that everybody wants to see. It's the biggest fight in boxing, in my opinion, right now. But it sucks when a guy, as Canelo says, that he's the king, he can do whatever he wants. He's basically holding the belts hostage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, king or prima donna.
Yeah, basically.
This situation sets up a difficult scenario. Terence Crawford, after moving up, has little reason to remain at 168 and defend his titles against a powerful opponent like David Benavidez. It is more realistic that he would give up the belts and return to a division closer to his natural weight. If that happens, the super middleweight championships would become vacant and unsettled. At that point, the only matchup that could truly settle the division in the public's view and establish a clear leader would be the long-awaited clash between Canelo Alvarez and Benavidez titles, or not. The road would point straight to that fight, leaving Canelo with limited alternatives. The situation is made even more complex by Canelo's ongoing deal with Premier Boxing Champions.
This is what I want, being with PBC, Ronald Hyman. I think he got a lot of fighters here, and they train me really good, and I'm happy to be here.
With only one bout remaining on his agreement with Premier Boxing Champions, Canelo Alvarez has limited time if he intends to meet David Benavidez while staying under the same promotional banner. The opportunity must be taken now.
Boxing contracts is more of years or more of fights?
Depends on the contract. Look at what Canelo is doing. We're hearing that he's signing a three fight contract with PBC. There's no time limit on those 3 fights.
Okay.
If he get injured in his first fight, he can still fight. He can't fight in 2 years. He can't fight under another banner because he's still got 2 fights left with PBC.